My name is Colin Basran, and I would be honored to be the next mayor of Kelowna. As someone who was born and raised here, being on City Council the past 3 years and helping shape our city's future has been a dream come true. I am so proud to have been a part of a team that got Kelowna moving forward again. We've seen what can be accomplished when consensus is reached amongst council colleagues and informed, timely decisions are made. We need to carry this positive momentum into the next term because a lot of work is yet to be done. My 3 years on council have taught me a great deal, but much more is yet to be learned. I'm not pretending that I have all the answers to your questions or all the solutions to the issues our city faces, but I am prepared to work as hard as I can and listen as often as possible, so that when I don't have the answer, I will get the information I need along with input from you to help council make a decision that is best for all residents. There is a great spirit of entrepreneurism in Kelowna, but if our economy is to grow, we need to have a clear, inspired vision. We need to continue to make sure that City Hall is a welcoming place for business and remains open to quality investment opportunities and innovative ideas that provide positive benefits to our community.
30 seconds.
There is a real sense of optimism in our city right now. We need fresh, energetic, innovative leadership to keep Kelowna moving in the right direction. So on November 15th, let's move Kelowna forward together. Thank you. A half a day, one time during the year. I can tell you that planning the budget is a year-round process, and there isn't one decision that we make as councillors that we don't think about the impact that it has on our budget. Budget is always top of mind, I can tell you that. Now, the one thing I would say is that we actually have now an annual OCP update with measurable markers in terms of things like family income in Kelowna, livability in terms of transit, and various other things that we have measured updates in terms of how the process or the improvements we're making when compared to our OCP and whether we're making progress in terms of the things we want to be making progress in, like getting people out of their cars and onto transit. So we already have those types of updates, and I would also say that we also, the City of Kelowna is one of the biggest contributors to the Central Okanagan Economic Development Commission. We pay Robert Fine to be able to do work like this for us, and he actually just put out an economic forecast for Kelowna that says that the Central Okanagan, in the next 5 years, businesses here will be hiring 75,000 people in the next 5 years. I know the number's staggering, but Kelowna, being the biggest municipality in our Central Okanagan Regional District, will be heavily impacted, and we will need to attract people to fill those jobs. But there are markers in place already. We have people like Robert Fine and the Economic Development Commission that are measuring the stats and making sure that we are progressing. And the city, like I say, already has an indicators report that looks at our OCP and sees how we're measuring up. And so I think we're on the right track, but there's always room for improvement. So if we need to add a careers report or portion in that OCP report, happy to do that.
Kelowna be looking to support, expand, grow the retirement community options, or should we be trying to lower Kelowna's average age? And how would you do that?
Thank you. Well, I truly believe that we can do both. I think there's room here in Kelowna for everyone. Kelowna can be a place for everyone. I truly believe that. And so just a couple quick examples is in terms of attracting youth and creating careers for youth in Kelowna, the Innovation Center that's now under construction next to the library is a great example of that. But in terms of making Kelowna an attractive place for older people, I would point to the Pleasant Vale project now under construction, where the city donated land for the creation of affordable housing for seniors on low incomes. And if we densify the town centers the way that I believe we need to, we will have housing and housing for people of all incomes and ages, and we have a more balanced community that way. We're seeing a lot of construction of townhomes in our community right now, and those townhome developments are attracting a wide range of people, and I think that multi-generational developments like this are very important because our children in those developments can learn from their elders Not only that, but our elders are energized and kept youthful by interacting with the children in their development. But I also think that by attracting older people here, particularly business people, they can be great mentors to the young entrepreneurs in our city. We need that. In order for our young entrepreneurs to be successful into the future, they need that mentorship. Just like if I'm fortunate enough to become your next mayor, still need mentorship, but it's about providing leadership and guidance. So I think Kelowna can truly be a place for everybody, and there are great examples of how we are catering to people of all ages and incomes. Thank you. Province, chip in the money to do the study in terms of the corridor identification as to where the new bridge will be located. I think this is important because we will need a second crossing as the region continues to grow, and I think we need to be looking at transportation on a regional level, not just a City of Kelowna level, which is why I'm so proud of the fact that this council and the other municipalities in our region have formed the Sustainable Transportation Partnership of the Central Okanagan, because transportation planning needs to be done on a regional level. Because the moving of goods through our city and keeping our economy moving is absolutely vital. But I'm happy to see the province undertake the study to identify where the corridor should go, because our residents in Kelowna need surety in terms of future planning where that corridor is going to go, so that they know how their lives may be impacted. And we had the Okanagan Mainline Real Estate Board open our debate, if you will, saying that how important it is when people are buying or selling to have the facts. So we need to identify the corridor. But one thing that I'm hoping is that in the meantime, because the bridge, when it's actually constructed, is a few years out yet at least, that we can change behavior and get people out of their single occupancy vehicles. It would be great to be able to change behavior and lessen the impact we already have on our current highway. The other wild card, if you will, is now that the City of Kelowna has taken the lead on purchasing the CN rail corridor, we know that part of that corridor will be used, I hope, for future mass transit. Perhaps a second crossing may need to look into mass transit, another way of crossing the bridge that would link, who knows down the road, Penticton all the way to Vernon. So I think it's important that we identify the corridor, at least for now, and take things from there.
Question is, affordable housing has been an ongoing challenge in Kelowna. The trend is certainly to building condos rather than rental accommodation, which tightens up the housing market. If you agree that a supply of affordable housing is a problem, what do you see as a solution?
Sure. Well, I'm actually proud of the work that this current council has done to address some of this, and we need to continue it forward. So one of the things we did was legalize secondary suites in most residential neighborhoods. So what this did was help create affordable rental space, but also make homes more affordable for buyers. So I think that was a very strong move. In terms of continued affordable housing, we need to think outside the box in terms of innovative solutions. So this council right now, and I believe the public hearing may even be tonight, is in the process of approving the first ever of its kind in Kelowna, and that's non-stratified townhomes. And this is taking place in an urban area in Glenmore, which will help densify the area, but make home ownership, again, more affordable for, in particular, young families. So we are thinking outside the box in terms of new ideas. And just so everyone is aware, this council also approved, it's my understanding, I'm sure Mrs. Shepherd will correct me if I'm wrong, but we approved the first purpose-built rental building in at least 10 years, is my understanding, which is the complex currently under construction and about to be occupied on Brookside Avenue, which is a purpose-built rental townhome project right near the Capri Town Centre, close to shopping, transit, and various other amenities that people need. Under our current official community plan, we need 300 new rental units a year to keep up with projected demand, and we're not even coming close to that. So there are ways that we need to incentivize, and we have rental housing grants, but we certainly can do a better job of promoting rental-only housing. And I think that you're going to hear some exciting announcements in the next few weeks in terms of more rental housing coming forward in our community. I would also say that we've also made, and I'm running out of time, but there have been 3 supportive housing projects we've also approved recently as well, but I will have to touch on those later. Art and culture is what truly binds us all in our community. So for that reason alone, I'm a huge supporter of the arts. As one of the founding members of the Okanagan Young Professionals, one of the things we heard outside of jobs was that we aren't going to attract young entrepreneurs to our community without a vibrant arts and culture community. So it needs to be supported. And even if you're not a supporter of arts and culture, then think of it on the most basic economic level. The last study that was done for the city of Kelowna in 2010 on the creative economy found that the creative economy pumps $57 million of wages into our city. So even on the most basic economic level, arts and culture is an economic driver in our community that we must continue to support. I also should point out that we have world-class talent and facilities in our city, and we need to keep supporting them, because without them, we aren't going to be the world-class city that we believe we can be. A prosperous city is one that is connected economically, socially, and politically. That's why connecting community has been the theme of my campaign. As local leaders, it is our job to connect all of you and see what we can accomplish together. Our city needs connectors and not politicians. A connected economy means working together with industry, post-secondary institutions, and the provincial and federal governments on innovative ways to create jobs. Not just jobs, but careers, with incomes that allow people the opportunity to raise a family here if they so choose, instead of needing to look elsewhere. A connected community means densifying our town centers through diverse housing options for people of all incomes and ages, and connecting those town centers with reliable transit and great active transportation corridors. It means supporting the growth of a vibrant arts and cultural community and having great amenities for people of all ages. And the connected local leadership listens to you and knows what your priorities are, and can make the decisions needed to bring them to reality. We must continue to build upon the positive momentum of the past 3 years. I haven't had the mayor's seat before. However, I've proven I am willing to listen and learn in order to build consensus at City Hall to get the job done. You are seeing the next generation of leadership emerge in cities like Edmonton and Calgary, and most recently in the province of New Brunswick. I believe Kelowna is also ready to embrace fresh, energetic, innovative leadership. On November 15th, let's keep moving forward, connected for Kelowna. Thank you.